But cool. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Do we want to kind of fast forward a bit? Do we think? I mean, I don't think we need to. I feel like what I see is clearly happening, and maybe you disagree or saw it differently, is that a one for one trade, the armor, the fish armor, as it's going to be called, uh, for the Anubis fixes,
Mm-hmm.
and and um, maybe make a deal with a whale captain
Right.
for sticking the Anubis on the side of a whale and going heading out to the moon. One of these is definitely leaving for the moon. Uh, the elevator is a good place to be if you're gonna like go anywhere, in low Earth orbit. And these whale ships are made for that. They just kind of trudge along,
So I know it's not like interstellar, but these are like the house ships in
Yeah,
Dune. Okay.
yeah, they're big ships.
Okay.
I don't think they're as big as the house ships in Dune. I think they're just they're probably more like
Battlestar size or something.
no, I would even say smaller than Battlestar. I would say they are uh, big space shuttles,
Right. Right.
that have
Right.
been like retrofitted for shipping food around, so that they have some more space and like probably a couple families live in them and fix them. They,
Scrubbed out SpaceX on the side from a failed company.
right, right,
Nice.
right. Yeah. I think the word Twitter in this setting is like a badly thought out plan that will bring ruin upon your people. Like, oh, you're gonna make the Twitter out of this, aren't you? I don't know. That sounds like a tweet, which is just like a short bad idea said in
That's
public,
funny.
where everyone can hear it.
Nice.
That is funny.
I could just sit here and burn on Musk all day. This is just the best. Anyway, yeah, love it. Yeah, I think we can. Do we want to kind of just?
So this is going to basically bring us to Luna City.
Yeah, I think
or orbit around the moon.
Yeah, the whale ship is going to. I'd like to. I've got a name for the captain. Oh no, that's not the captain. That's somebody else. Yeah, I think the captain is a young woman whose name is Dee, and her ship is called Your Own Personal Jesus. Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I now must tell you my Depeche Mode claim to fame story.
Oh, nice. There's a Depeche Mode claim to fame. That's fantastic.
Yes, I saw them play in Paris when I was in the military. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw them in Paris, so that was fantastic. That was a great 4-day weekend. We were supposed to be going 2 days. It turned into 4. We missed the train coming back and ended up staying with some folks we met at the concert.
Nice.
I was in my 20s, right? Mm-hmm. So, but for the universe, right? That could have gone all kinds of ways.
Right.
Right. That was fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome. I have literally no link to them. I was trying to think of like a poppy band that I don't know. They've been on my mind lately, I think, because of a meme. And my wife has goth roots, so Depeche Mode is in the air sometimes. But yeah, that's awesome. That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that one, Jay. Awesome. Yeah. So what was it? I don't think they say it. YOPJ. Yeah, they probably call it the YOPJ. And They have no idea what Jesus means, and nobody remembers. Y'all don't know what a dolphin is, so like nobody's gonna know any of this stuff. D welcomes you on the ship, and probably asks you to fix a couple things around that need fixing, and
Sure.
and I think Loop as security is a good. It's a deal,
Great.
and the ship kind of trundles off. I think you are your room is a storage container with a light and a toilet attached to it and some water. And yeah, these ships are run by kind of weird clannish families who operate in low Earth orbit.
Nice.
Loop, is there anything that you do to kind of get comfortable in a new area like this?
Um, I don't know about necessarily worrying about like finding. You mean physical or like feeling safe?
Both.
I mean, especially with me, sort of being commandeered to do security and keep things chill while we're on board as part of our payment. I think whatever. Are we going to have enough thrust that we're going to have gravity, or what's the?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. I think, yeah, let's say for sake of it that there will be enough thrust for gravity. Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Then I think that I will like basically do cardio throughout like the common area, like on the main like walking areas of the ship to like make my bulky and serious presence known on board.
Right.
Just as sort of a like this is saying something like without like that in Snatch, like you don't bring a guy that size without trying to say something.
Yeah.
Right. I love Snatch.
And with the idea being that like if it's just a common knowledge that I'm here, that hopefully that will things won't have to escalate or anything.
Yeah.
Right. Deterrence.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool.
But I think that now, like being, away from my unit and now having gotten into some hijinks with Bastet, I think that there's like a certain degree of kind of congeniality that has come out in Loop that hasn't been able to really be expressed. And especially like being around Bastet in particular, feel a little bit more human, like maybe late stage Terminator 2 after he spent some time around.
Yeah.
And like, not that I was ever that alien, but like,
right.
I feel a little bit more grounded, I guess, in that sense.
Cool.
That's why I asked about the physical or it's sort of emotional, because I think emotionally, the combat and stuff, I don't think wears so much. And now that we're away from the maelstrom, I don't think that's as big of a concern. But like feeling like I have a friend who isn't necessarily trying to just murk me and isn't necessarily asking anything undeserved or anything, I think is a boon.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. I think the way we kind of maybe see your humanity is, growing, is, you're doing your rounds, and a group of kids are playing with this old tattered soccer ball, and I think it goes off the field and like rolls in front of you, and they all kind of look at you like, what happens now? Is it obvious that Loop is something else? Like, is it, or do you just look like a badass human?
I guess what's the state of my wounds from the fight with the squiddies?
I think you probably like only have like 2 damage left. Yeah.
I had to.
Uh,
I took 2.
oh, only 2.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think yeah, it's probably healed up. Maybe
Okay.
like it's a little red.
The reason I was asking is like if there was still some like whatever fancy cyborg stand-in for tissue hadn't totally grown back yet. There might have been like some exposed like muscle fiber thingies.
Yeah.
But I think what happens is like I volunteer to play goalie for them and just like not necessarily like don't use my physical abilities, but just like like
Yeah. You
Be the
play
big
with
kid.
kids. You
Yeah.
play with
Yeah.
kids. That's awesome.
It
That's
is
awesome. Cool. Bastet, I imagine you kind of in the depths of the ship somewhere fixing something that they haven't been able to get to go right. How do you know when you're in there that like the ship has picked up something that they don't like and they're taking maneuvers to like scan it deeper before they put on an alarm?
Oh, gotcha. Well, you said the ship has gravity, right?
Yeah.
So it might be minute shifts in the gravity,
Yeah.
right? That you can pick up and feel if you're paying attention. That feels like textbook evasive type maneuvers. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, you feel the gravity shift and you're like, oh yeah, you don't do that unless you're trying to like get your satellite array onto a weird blip that you can't quite
Right.
figure out, right? And yeah, what do you just kind of let them handle it? Do you get on a radio? Do you just head to the bridge? Like what do you do?
Yeah, so I start to the bridge. I
Yeah.
imagine if if the technology allows for it, I kind of check on a quick status of my ship in case I have to hop in it. But I do
Yeah.
that on my way to the bridge.
Cool. Yeah, ship looks good. And I imagine it's not really like the ship, but like I think the ship is like outside,
Right.
attached by a an airlock. So you can like get into one of the storage units through the airlock, and then like through
Right.
that crawl into the cockpit itself. It looks solid. It's locked just the way you left it. And I think you see Captain D walk through the kids playing soccer and say and say, you know, time out. Everybody get back, get back to your families. Get to your storage units, or get to your unit. They all say, "All right, Captain, but we were about to win." She's like, "Come on," and she's like, but she like says that all that on her way um, to the bridge, and when she gets there, some of her cousins are on the are looking at something, and
I'll follow her investor.
Yeah, and she says, "What do we got?" And someone says, "I picked up something, and then it was gone. A couple of whales have been hit by pirates, and I just want to make sure there's not somebody floating out here."
Let me take a look.
Well, yeah, well, one of the cousins is like, "Who would float out here for some food?" And Captain D like gets into her spot, like, straps in and says, "Someone fucking hungry."
That's right. Somebody hungry.
And like you can see like her cousin is like, "Yeah, that was a dumb question and I got a dumb answer." You look at the readouts along with everybody. Read a sitch.
Nice.
Definitely.
That's sharp, right?
Yes.
I have that at +2. I have a 7.
Cool. Do I have? That's not
Where's
research.
my? There it is. I ask one question. What should I be on the lookout for?
There are a few gangs that will like put themselves out here on an engine with an oxygen tank.
Oh wow!
And jetpack to, and swarm over a whale,
awesome.
and steal shit. And so like it barely, like they've got baffles so that they just don't show up.
Right.
Or if they do, it's like a blip for a second, and most people will
blow it off.
Not pay it. Well, yeah, they'll blow it off.
Yeah.
They didn't. So like, yeah, that's what you should be on the lookout for.
Yeah. So I tell Captain D that's a thing.
Fucking jetpack gangs. Can you get on? Can you get in the Anubis and get some eyes on it? We don't have a lot of visual out here.
Yeah, no, I can do that. That's doable.
Yeah, and
I ask in probably a little bit too insulting a way without trying to. This vessel is not capable of running or fighting.
She says, "We are weaponless and we are not fast."
Well,
but
this is our fare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was trying to think of what could they do, knowing that these folks have an oxygen tank and they're exposed out here.
Right.
Right. If they could just stay ahead, right, then you're playing that when does your oxygen run out game.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I can't think of anything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys get in the Anubis and you can see like, to your back right, a group of jetpack pirates tethered to the hull. They've got a like a construction rig attached to it, and you can tell they are looking to they're looking to like cut away a piece of the hull and cause an cause a depressurization event, and then go in and take shit. And nice. You can see like, I think like the blue glow is very similar to Loop's weapon, because I think it's kind of made with the same idea, which is like, it's an energy expenditure that can cut through a vehicle and doesn't need it isn't burning atmosphere to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like this blue glow around them all, and very like pirate vacuum suits that have been taken from all manner of different places,
right?
And energy like construction material that used to be weapons, and weapons that used to be construction material, and all kinds of shit. But it's not like right in front of your ship, but it's kind of like back to the right. And I think there's even like, as you guys are looking at that nonsense, there's one of the pirates is like moving around, and he's looking at the he's looking at the Anubis, and is like, nice shit.
I'm about to show you how nice. I tell Captain D, if we can figure out where they think they might cut in, right? Yeah. My thought is Captain D might be able to, inside, maybe section off blast doors or whatever, and maybe start a breach, or what is it?
Depressurization.
Yes, right, and maybe use it to kind of
Oh, interesting.
push right where they're coming in at, right. I don't know what that looks like, but I give her enough information so that if that's
Yeah.
a thing, they could do that. But my thought is,
She's like, we'll
uh,
get to work on that, but it's going to take some time. Keep them off our back.
yeah,
I think
uh,
the guy who was looking at your ship and was like, "This is nice." You're like, getting things ready, and he like floats up to the he floats up to your cockpit, and like, on one hand he's got a magnet, and you hear ka-tunk as like he magnets himself to the front of
uh-huh,
your ship, and in the other one he's got an explosive charge, and he puts it, like, you hear a soft hiss as it like affixes to your
uh-huh,
cockpit window, and he kind of like he puts his hands up, like he's holding the magnet, but he puts his hand up like, what do you want to do now?
right.
And he points to the red light that's on. That means it's not going to explode just yet, or a green light, right? He's like, points to the green light, and kind of points to the green light, and then points to the unlit red light, and it's like,
Right,
what do you want? This one, this one, this one, or this one?
right.
While that intel was being relayed, the TV show take on this is like your own personal Jesus playing lowly, like as I'm putting on my pressure suit. And I'll say, from the back hold of the ship, I'm ready for a walk if we need.
All right, I'll let you handle it. I just so you know, I will probably eject the Anubis off of this ship, so we're out in the middle of wherever, right, in the void,
Yeah,
cutting down this guy's options, right. So if he
yeah.
blows us, right, it's him too.
Oh,
Or
nice,
right,
nice. Yeah, I think there's like a metal sound of the clamp letting go, and then
yeah,
you hover away,
yeah.
and he goes, very nice, very nice, well played. And I think, like, with a twist, he releases it and like puts it onto his pocket, onto a tether, and then he releases the magnet, and gets his jetpack controls and backs away, and
Right.
kind of goes like this.
So I tell Loop, if you don't shoot him, I'm going to.
Yeah, I think he gets you can see that all of the pirates are like tethered, right? Like,
Right.
the first thing they all did is set up tethers, and so he's like riding a tether back towards the YOPJ, and yeah, the Anubis is on its own steam out in the void. What's up, Jay? You were about to say something.
Yeah. Are all the tethers united at one single point?
They've got they've got magnets like at a couple of different points.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
they do backups. They've done this before. These guys have done this before.
right.
Definitely.
So you also mentioned some construction monstrosity they had out there.
Yeah, I don't think it's a monstrosity, but I think it looks like what it would remind me of is like when a New York City construction crew like sets up around a manhole.
Right.
It's like that. It's like,
Gotcha.
a bunch of like stuff to like hold everything in,
Gotcha.
so that if anything flies off, it'll kind of be contained, and they've got a little bit more tether and a little bit more safety than they normally even would.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, the Anubis is out, and yeah, what's next?
Yeah, I will roll the Anubis, and without damaging the whale, I want to punch some holes in that construction.
Oh, nice
thing that they've got out there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're attacking someone.
And you tell me from the reader situation, when you're acting on these answers, take +1 to any.
Yeah, you're definitely taking +1 without a doubt. Yep.
Because I might need that.
Yeah. What is the Anubis? What does the Anubis gun look like? Like, what is this thing that you fired at restaurants and pirates?
So I think the Anubis.
I'm sorry, tea house kitchen.
Yeah, tea houses. I think it has it may have several auxiliary weapons. I don't know, but I think the main big one that we love is like a big pulse cannon, right?
Cool.
I think it's forward firing, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think she's got to position the Anubis so that the gun is forward.
It's like a fixed
right?
hard point. It's not
Right,
like
it's a
on.
fixed hard point, yeah. And yeah, I think it's just a pulse cannon, right?
Cool. Love it. Love it. Yeah.
With Kirby dots.
Roll plus hard.
Oof, I knew you was going to pick something I didn't have.
Yeah, and
Any
I think
positives?
like as you're like powering this thing up, you hear Captain D be like, I'm getting pulse canning powering up readings. Everything okay out there? What are you firing at? You know, and
right. And I say pests. You've got some pests. I'm gonna take care of it.
Nice.
It's not like the tea house.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So my heart is -1, but I'm getting a +1.
Right. Zero
from
out.
the So I zero out 2d6. Oh, I got a 9. I got a 9.
All right. So choose one. Let's get to it. No, that's just Aaron. Why are we doing that? Yeah. Aaron in the spotlight.
And this is attack someone.
Yeah.
All right.
So you pick one. Inflict terrible harm, seize hold of something, get them out of your way.
Yes.
Impress, frighten, or dismay them, or pin them down.
I think get them out of your way. I want to knock them down, drive them away.
Okay.
I think that's the deal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you fire, and you know, you said that you were firing at the construction.
Yeah.
So I think that whole that thing goes up. And I think the drill they were using that was like on a
tether,
on a frame and on a tether that was like going to cut a circle, gets blown off too. And they scatter because they just saw like, yeah, I think it probably went like right in between all of them, right? Like it was just like a pulse cannon shot that went right in between all of them. And I think they just like, there's you realize that there's like a spider web of tethers all over this ship that they've set up, and they just like they scatter like ants on a spider web, right? They're just like all over the place. And I think some small arms fire goes off the Anubis, but I think I don't think they have anything yet.
Right.
That they like the first shots are things that they can't hurt it.
Right.
And you can imagine that whoever is the leader, actually, who the leader was. You definitely know the leader was a guy who tried to like set the explosive charge. Like that guy was definitely like, only a leader could do something that off book and then be like, all right. And yeah, he was definitely the leader. He you can imagine he's barking orders to get them to, and as a matter of fact, I think as they scatter, you see a couple of them like putting a tripod onto the hull of the YOPJ, and they start drilling down into it to set up some kind of a larger weapon. And yeah, what are you all doing? I think you fired, they scattered. A couple of them are starting to set up a tripod. The other ones are kind of scattering to and fro. And I don't think you knocked anyone off, but you definitely scattered them all over the damn place.
I don't know how to get them all off. And if we stay out here too long, we're going to get hit.
How close to that thing can you get me?
I can put you on top of it if that's what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't imagine I'm going to be able to shoot down there, but I can certainly use this and do a little cool flourish with my blade thing.
Yeah.
Loosen my sword arm up before. Yeah, I mean, like the image I have in my head is like Bobby Draper with mag boots, like going down there and just housing these guys. Is that something that like I have? Like, would I be able to maneuver on the whole?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine if you have we have established that you have some kind of a vacuum suit,
Okay,
and if you have a vacuum suit, then you have some kind of magnet boots. I think
cool.
that goes without saying. To have one without the other seems kind of stupid, doesn't it? Yeah.
Is there some kind of exhaust off of the Anubis?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I think it's a low Earth orbit jet, right? So I think it's
Right.
fire. Like something's coming out of that back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I might be helpful.
All right. Awesome.
And if you like, if you want to like basically like jet wash these guys, like flex with your ship, man. Like I don't need to like be marine here. Like if you want to do that, go for it. That's awesome.
Yeah, and what I'm thinking is, I don't know how many there are, so maybe splitting up. Maybe I jet wash one side and you handle the other side. Maybe we can make short work of this.
Yeah. Do you
Um,
want just to like give it some kind of organization? Jay, do you want to get the people who have scattered, and Loop will so Bastat will get the people who have scattered with the jet wash, and then Loop will get the tripod set up
I like that.
with hand to hand.
Yes, I like that
Cool.
because then I don't have to worry about. Uh,
Yeah.
sorry, that's my cancel. I
I,
forget
I
the.
we couldn't hear it.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
I hear it and it's loud, and I'm like, why are you? No one said
Yeah, no, I
anything
didn't.
No, I think
to
it's
you.
I think it's in your headphones. It might be connected to your
Okay, it might
headphones.
be. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Um, Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's perfect because then I don't have to think about getting
Awesome.
hit if he's taking out those tripods.
Cool.
As Bastet is bringing me down, I don't know if there's like a general series of channels, but I'll go on like an open channel, or
Yeah.
multi-channel thing, as we're getting down and the hatch is opening up and like I'm there in my suit getting ready to drop down to the hull of the whale.
Yeah.
Is this something we can talk about or pay you fellas off, or am I going to have to steal your heavy weapon?
Nice,
Awesome.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah. Roll plus aggro.
I got 13. I got boxcars.
Nice.
that is nice.
I was really worried I was just going to careen off into space. Like I was like, this is a cool line. I'm going to fly off and.
Ah!
I mean, I wasn't going to knock you off on a.
Sure.
Worst I was going to do is have them fire on you. They have to choose: back down, give you away, defy you, fight back, or else make their case and ask you to reconsider.
And part of the reason I phrased it the way that I did is that I have this +3 barter thing on my sheet that I haven't touched at all this game.
Right.
So that was on the table as far as from your bargaining side of things. So.
Yeah, I think the captain, who's named Millie, comes on the station.
A little strange.
That is a little strange.
And girl, you know it's true. Is what I'm saying. Gets on your channel and says, "You can pay us off, absolutely. What are you thinking of giving us?
How about a ride to the moon and a job change?
I'd rather something that jingles, something I can carry." Moon's a marketplace, and if we had anything to rub together, we wouldn't be out here cutting a hole in this whale.
Well, you saw what we could do you saw what we did to your platform there. I'm sure the remnants of that'll jingle a little bit. I don't know how hard you want to press this.
It seemed like you had something to offer. If you're just offering us safety, if we wanted a safe life, we'd be on some space station somewhere with our bones growing brittle and and peeing into a tube, but we're not. So you got something to offer or you don't?
I'm trying to figure out, do we actually have anything to offer? Because that's not a bad idea. I just don't know what I have.
Yeah. I mean, Loop has like a
My
stash,
pick,
right? Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, right. I have what it says. Over your decades as a machine of war, you have amassed mountains of spoils, tribute, and ransom. And I like my take on that, especially with how like we described a little bit about how the weaponized operate, is that I think that there are probably like whatever the equivalent of like train station lockers are in a number of different places, and maybe some accounts and whatever that.
Gotcha.
I don't think I'm like schlepping this stuff on the Anubis, like bringing all my treasure with us everywhere. So, what?
I might have an idea. Go ahead, you finish. I don't want to.
Oh
be
no,
that guy.
No, you're not. Be that guy. That was a cool reaction. What's up?
So I hop in. Bastet hops in, and she says, "How about I hire you to do a job? Same stuff that you're doing. Not a job change, but I'm paying you to do what you're doing, or at least intimidate some folks on the moon. I'll pay you to do this."
Done. That's a deal. Lads, stand down. This is your Captain Millie speaking. Stand down.
I would like to be on the hull now.
Yeah.
And like not in a threatening way, like the sword's not out, but like approaching them. I just like now that like negotiations have more or less closed, I feel like it's making me think of like Imperial age gentlemen officers, like oh, we're not fighting anymore, and like coming up and like looking at their rig, just checking out the weapon that they were about to like in place.
Yes. And stuff. Yeah. I think it was a ridiculous what is it called? Not a bolt thrower, but like something that like speeds little pieces of metal out through a magnet tube.
Like a railgun?
A railgun, that's it. Yeah, I think it was nice. they were gonna start throwing little shards of metal at very, very, very high velocity.
That would have sucked.
Like squatting down and like looking at it. I'll say that to them, like that would have sucked.
Yeah, they laugh and say, "It's gonna be fun working with you lads. Good, this will be fun." We hear good. The name Bastet and the name Loop ring out. Y'all are trustworthy, for the most part. We'll keep an eye on Bastet, but
that's good. You should.
We're in.
Awesome.
Is there, like, do we do a roll to set a price, or how does that?
No, I mean, I think we'll role play it through, and we'll see. Yeah, I think you both clearly have enough to pay someone something reasonable, and I think we'll just role play it out. If we need to make a roll, we'll do persuasion and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I like that as kind of a stopping point. I think you're going to get to the moon with a crew. If you get if you get an advance and you want a bunch of space pirates as a
I was
gang,
looking, I'm like, man, I don't have enough. I'm not there yet.
Right.
I might have a temporary gang.
Will I ever name an Apocalypse World character better than after Milli Vanilli? Maybe not.
Well, and when I said a bit strange, I thought you were saying Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, okay.
I did too, but then when you say "girl, you know it's true," I'm like, no, it's the other one.
I wasn't sure what you meant when you said a little bit strange. So
the quote worked
explicitly Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think we'll start next week getting to the moon with a gang of pirates, which I think is super fun. And as I said, if you want a gang of pirates as a crew, that's a thing that can happen. But otherwise, we can also just have them be someone who is working with you, and cool. We'll cut that deal. And I think we've got to sit down on the moon to get the hostilities ceased.
Yes.
So that's that. You finally got there. And as always, this is really fun. This is really an easy, fun thing to run. Love it. And yeah, last game of 2022. Holy shit, what a year.
I know, right?
Good year of gaming, though. Really good year of gaming, and I'm
That has
glad
been,
that I'm glad that our Friday slot has survived.
Yeah.
As I said last week, I'm interviewing for a job in January 11th, but that's just the first interview, so we should be good into February, I would imagine, unless they really hire me on the spot, which I kind of doubt. I think they're going to take their time and do a couple of interviews and a presentation and a whole bunch of stuff. So
right.
I think we're good for a bit. And
I'll go to the interview with you, like Ben Affleck. And
awesome. Yeah.
Fridays,
Nice.
Fridays are blocked off. So. Retainer.
Retainer. in a bad Southie accent. Oh shit. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, definitely Ben Affleck the shit out of that, Aaron, without a doubt. Cool, guys. It was nice to game with you all again, and it was nice to be here. Thank you, everybody who was joining us in the chat. If you were watching on YouTube, thank you very much. We appreciate you. If you want to put a comment in the chat, in the comments, we always show up and comment back. Jay and I played in Into the Odd version of The Beast of Borgenwald, and the writer of that module came on and was like, oh my god, this is cool. So it was nice. So anyway, we love getting comments. Please leave a comment, and I am going to put the see you next time thing up. And right, I've got that starting soon. And do I have I don't know. Yeah, I think I've got to thank you for joining us. Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Great.
And we will see you next time in Low Earth Orbit. That was a little bit too pat, but whatever. You get the point. And I'll leave this up for just a minute or two so Sean has something to edit out. And then we will end this thing.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, folks.
Yes.